Once upon a time, in a great kingdom, there were 12 beautiful princesses. To each of these princesses, dancing was a favorite pastime. One day, while the youngest princess was looking out of the palace window, she noticed that there was a red light shining in the well in the garden. Without telling anyone, she made her way out to the well. When she looked into it, she couldn't see anything but light, so she caught it with the bucket and pulled it up. What could this be? She saw that inside the bucket, there was a pair of shiny red shoes. Then the princess put the shiny red shoes on, and then suddenly she found herself dancing incredibly well in the garden. Oh my goodness, these shoes are magical! Just look how beautifully they're making me dance! Just then, a little fairy appeared. She said to her, "Be honest and share the shoes. Otherwise, you'll have to pay for the magic." And she disappeared. The young princess did not pay attention to what the fairy said and did not tell her sisters about the shoes. The next day, they were hosting a grand ball. The young princess put on the magic red shoes and went to the ball. When everyone was watching her beautiful dance and admiring how graceful she was, the middle princess asked her with curiosity, "Sister, you have never danced this well before. Where did these shoes you have on come from?" The young princess said that she always danced like this and lied to her that her father had given her the shoes as a gift. Just then, to her horror, the shoes stopped working, and the young princess, thud, fell to the ground. What happened now? The young princess quickly took the shoes off her feet and quickly ran back to her room, followed by curious looks. The next morning, her sisters asked the young princess about the shoes. "We like the shoes very much. Can we perhaps wear them too?" But this time, the young princess told her that she had lost the shoes somewhere. Her sisters realized that the young princess was lying to them. The little princess tried the shoes on again, secretly from her older sisters. But instead of making her dance well, the shoes quickly dragged her out to an old hut in the forest. Help me! The young princess was being pushed around in the hut because of her shoes, and she found herself stuck in a huge spider web and could not escape. Someone help me! Someone get me out of this! At the same time, all the princesses were curious about the young princess who had not been seen for hours. They all went out to look for her everywhere. Finally, the oldest princess was passing by a hut when she heard the sound of her sister crying. When she entered the hut, she found the young princess all tangled up in a spider web. She pulled from one side and then from the other, but no, she couldn't do anything. Then all of a sudden, the princess's red shoes caught her eye. The moment she took them off her feet, the spider webs disappeared all by themselves. The young princess gave her sister a big hug and gave her her deepest thanks. "I know. All of this happened to me because I didn't share the shoes with you." Her sister said that selfishness was a very bad thing, that she should go and apologize to all her sisters. The princesses set out for their palace. The young princess regretfully apologized to all of her sisters. "The important thing is that you realized your mistake, little one." And so, all the princesses discovered the magic of the shoes and the power of sharing things with each other. They started taking turns dancing with the magic shoes at their balls. The story of the princess who chose to share her shoes has been told for generations in the kingdom.
In a kingdom far, far away, there were 3 beautiful sisters. Their father, who was the king, often held balls because his daughters loved to dance. But while each of the princesses danced very well, the youngest one could not dance as well as her older sisters.
"You could be a little bit more graceful when you dance, Mia."
The little princess couldn't dance gracefully even though she really wanted to. Even the guests around were looking at her strange dance and making fun of her among themselves.
What kind of dance is this?
Why is she moving like that?
I will never dance again.
Mia was so upset that she immediately left the ballroom and locked herself in a cabin deep in the forest. Looking at the stars in the sky, thinking how to dance well, she noticed a young man passing by the house. The man was dancing so gracefully and beautifully under the moonlight that Mia admired him and went outside. At that moment, when Mia suddenly screamed because of a squirrel that was rushing between her feet,
What was that?
the man stopped dancing and their eyes met.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Well, I'm fine. I think I was afraid of a squirrel.
This is their nature, ma'am. Please don't be scared.
Mia couldn't resist and asked the man how he danced so well. The man showed the shoes he was wearing.
I'm a shoemaker. I use precious materials and make magic dance shoes. That way, I can dance freely in the woods every night.
Oh, I can't believe it. I need a shoemaker just like you.
The shoemaker took out 3 pairs of magic shoes from his bag and placed them in front of Mia.
Close your eyes, make a wish, and choose one of these 3 magical shoes for your luck. But remember, every shoe has one big rule. If you don't follow that rule, the shoes can do whatever magic they want on you.
Mia immediately closed her eyes tightly. The shoemaker, on the other hand, swapped the shoes to leave it to chance which magic shoes Mia would pick.
Now you can choose a pair of shoes.
Oh, please let me be the most graceful dancing girl at the ball.
Mia selected the bright red shoes with her finger and opened her eyes.
Take them. These are yours now. But don't forget, you should wear the shoes only when you see the full moon. If you do otherwise, you cannot take off these magic shoes anymore. That's the rule.
Mia enthusiastically took the magic shoes and went to the palace. The princesses were very surprised to see their sister Mia so excited and happy.
Mia, where are you going that fast?
What is that in your hands?
Huh? What? Nothing.
Everyone gathered in the hall of the palace for another dance ball evening. Mia's princess sisters started to dance gracefully as usual in their most beautiful outfits. Little Princess Mia put on the magic shoes she got from the shoemaker and danced in the palace hall. She danced so beautifully, she kept up with the rhythm of the song so gently that the princess sisters and guests marveled at Mia.
Magnificent, so gracefully.
Wow, she is dancing so beautifully. Mia was dancing gracefully, but the shoemaker's rules slipped from her mind. Because there was no full moon in the sky that night, while Mia was dancing, she slowly started disappearing. Only her dancing magic shoes remained. At that moment, everyone in the hall started screaming in fear and running away.
Did you see that? Oh my gosh!
Mia! No! Oh, Mia disappeared!
Oh my!
Mia opened her eyes when everyone was screaming, but she couldn't understand what was going on. Standing in front of the largest mirror in the living room, she saw only the magic shoes she was wearing, not herself.
Whoa! I've become invisible! I did not follow the rule of the shoes! They stuck to my feet! Oh! I have to find that shoemaker!
No one could hear Mia's voice, In fact, everyone was leaving the palace in panic because of the red shoes running left and right in the hall. Mia immediately ran out of the hall. Princess sisters followed her. 3 princess sisters were walking through the forest in the dark of night. When they arrived near the cabin, they saw that young shoemaker.
This man, how well he is dancing. His shoes are just like Mia's. Plus, his bag is full of shoes.
Mia's sisters asked the shoemaker for help. However, when the shoemaker said that she had to wait until the next full moon for the spell to break, Mia got very upset and started tapping her feet non-stop.
There is one more solution. But if we do that, your shoes will lose their magic and become just ordinary shoes. If you agree, hit your feet together 3 times.
Mia thought it was better to give up the shoes than to be invisible. And she hit her feet together 3 times. The shoemaker in the front, Mia in the back, they went to the bottom of the well a little further away. The shoemaker jumped to the bottom of the well. Seeing this, the princess sisters were very surprised. After a while, the shoemaker came out of the well with a full bucket in his hand.
I will sprinkle this full moon dust at your feet and break the spell.
The spell was indeed broken when the shoemaker sprinkled the full moon dust on the magic shoes, and Mia reappeared. Her sisters immediately hugged her.
Mia, you don't need spell or magic to dance gracefully.
Because everyone should dance the way they're happy.
Yes, you're right. Thank you, shoemaker. Thank you so much.
From that day on, little Princess Mia danced in her own way as she always wanted to.
In Princess Sunshine's country, everybody was very happy on that day. Until they noticed a boat that had washed up on the shore and was in pieces. Sunshine was very surprised by what she saw. Firstly, she looked around to see if there was anyone in the boat that might need her help, but she didn't see anyone. And then, when she lifted one of the pieces of broken wood, she saw an injured young girl lying underneath it. "Give me your hand, dear." The young girl stretched out her injured hand as far as she could and was taken away from the wreckage by Sunshine. "Thank you very much. What has happened to you? Where did you come from?" I come from very far away. Actually, I'm a princess. But the witch queen has taken over my kingdom. And while I was fighting her, she sent me to the middle of the sea with a spell. And out there, my boat was broken into pieces. How am I going to get home now? Don't worry, we're going to fix your boat. But how are we going to do that? My princess friends are going to help us. The young girl and Sunshine returned to the palace together. While the young girl was eating for the first time in a while, Sunshine first went and knocked on Cinderella's door to ask for help from the kind-hearted princess she knew. When Cinderella heard about what happened, she gave her some planks made from a special tree as well as some resin to stick them together. Sunshine was very happy about this. After that, she went to visit Rapunzel. When she told her about the young girl's situation, Rapunzel gave a lock of her very strong hair to help fix the boat again. "Take this. It's the strongest hair you'll find in the whole world. The sails and ropes of the boat are going to be very strong." Sunshine gratefully took the hair she offered and then went to visit Snow White. And Snow White felt very sorry for the young girl whose boat had been destroyed. She wanted to give her a magic compass in the shape of an apple. If she used this, then the boat would never lose its way. And no matter what, it would guide her safely back to where she had come from. Finally, Sunshine went to talk to Mermaid Aria. And Aria gave her a couple of very big seashells. And she said that with these seashells, the boat could very easily escape from horrible sea monsters and dangerous waves that might threaten her. The next day, Sunshine rebuilt the young girl's boat, so strongly and beautifully all on her own, with the materials that she had been collecting, that the poor girl started crying tears of joy.
There's still a bit of Rapunzel's hair left over, so take it with you, and when you least expect it, it'll come in quite useful.
The young girl thanked her from the bottom of her heart and set off immediately. Although after a while, lightning began to flash in the sky, and she found herself in the middle of a strong storm. But thanks to the compass she was given, she did not lose her way. And what's more, the new sail on her ship was still completely intact. Later on, terrible sea monsters came out of the water and tried to tip the boat over. Fortunately, the seashells did a very good job of protecting the boat, and it survived the monsters without capsizing. And then the huge waves that came afterwards were not able to sink the boat, thanks to the strong wood. When the young girl set foot again on the land of her country, the Witch Queen was standing there waiting for her.
I didn't think you'd be able to make it, young girl, but it's a little too late. I'm the queen now. I am stronger than you think, you horrible evil witch.
The witch tried to send an evil spell ball to the young girl. However, the young girl managed to change the direction of the spell by lifting up the magic compass in her pocket. Because of that, the witch was left defenseless. And then at that very moment, the young girl tied the witch with Rapunzel's strong hair, and then she had her thrown into the dungeon. Now feeling stronger and more powerful, the young girl was ready to take on the throne again and rule the country with goodness and make her people happy. Of course, she never forgot about the help that the princesses had given her. The very next day, she wrote them a letter of thanks. Because helping each other is the most important key in overcoming difficulty.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, lived a beautiful girl named Cinderella. After Cinderella's kind mother died, her father married Lady Puffy. Lady Puffy had two arrogant, jealous, and quarrelsome daughters, just like herself. They would fight for hours, even over something as simple as a hairbrush.
Ah! Stop it! I said stop it! Give it back! It's mine! No!
One day, Cinderella's father had to take a long journey. Lady Puffy took this chance to give all the hard work in the house to poor Cinderella. Cleaning the whole house, carrying wood to the fireplace, and preparing meals took up all of Cinderella's time. Despite her hard work, Lady Puffy and her daughters were cruel and proud.
Mother, Cinderella is filthy. Don't let her eat in the same room with us.
Don't let her sleep in our room. We're having nightmares.
You heard what my beautiful daughters have said. Go and find a place to sleep in the attic. Poor Cinderella settled in a dusty old room in the attic. Out of her small window, she looked down to the garden. And from time to time, she would talk to a snow-white pigeon.
Why, hello, sweet pigeon.
As the days went on by, while cleaning up her room in the attic, Cinderella met two little mice.
Who are you little guys?
Hi, I'm Cheddar. I am Mozzarella.
And I am Cinderella. You little guys love to eat cheese, don't you? I will prepare a delicious meal for you.
Yes. We are starving. We haven't been able to go to the kitchen for hours. There is a mean, hairy, sharp monster down there.
That nasty cat, Papu. First thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to prepare a delicious breakfast for you two.
The next morning, Cinderella went to the kitchen without making any noise. The mean cat, Papu, waited in front of the tiny mouse hole in the kitchen to hunt cheddar and mozzarella. Cinderella silently took some pieces of cheese and headed to the attic. But then, Lady Puffy's daughters caught her.
What are you holding in your hand, and where are you going with it? It's just some cheese for breakfast. Mom, Cinderella is stealing our food. I'm stealing? I would never steal anything. A thief and a liar. What an evil girl you are.
The little mice went downstairs and started to run around the kitchen to scare the evil sisters.
Ah! Oh no! A mouse! There's a mouse in the house! Mom, I'm scared! Not one mouse, it's two! Ah!
Lady Puffy was just about to catch the mice when there was a knock at the door. The royal ambassador arrived.
His Majesty the Royal Prince has prepared a grand ball at the castle tomorrow night. All the young ladies around the country are invited to this ball.
As soon as they heard about the grand ball, Jezebel and Cassandra ran with huge excitement to their rooms and started to pick dresses for this important evening. Also, Lady Puffy wanted her daughters to look beautiful. So, the evil stepsisters forced Cinderella to prepare beautiful ball dresses for them. The next day arrived. Cinderella was very tired. Her little friends tried to wake her up.
Cinderella, wake up! Wake up! You have to go to the ball!
But I don't even have a dress. The only dress I have is dirty.
Close your eyes, Cinderella. We have a surprise for you.
Her little friends took Cinderella to the middle of the room. The white pigeon lifted the cover of the wall with its beak.
Ta-da! Ta-da!
I can't believe it. It looks amazing.
Cinderella put on her new dress and did her hair, and finally went downstairs. But her evil stepsisters saw Cinderella and went crazy with jealousy. Lady Puffy didn't want Cinderella to go to the ball when she saw that she was prettier than her own daughters. So she threw a bowl of beans into the fireplace in the living room for Cinderella to pick up.
If you can pick up the beans out of the ashes and put them back into the bowl within 5 minutes, you can come to the ball with us.
Cinderella wanted to go to the ball so much that she began to pick up the beans. Her little friends saw her situation and came to help. Within 5 minutes, they picked up all the beans and put them back into the bowl. Cinderella ran after Lady Puffy, who was already leaving, and showed the full bowl to her. Lady Puffy still did not want Cinderella to go to the ball, so this time she used Cinderella's dirty dress as an excuse. And they left Cinderella in the house and went on to the prince's castle. Poor Cinderella was very sad. She sat down in the garden and wept and cried right under a hazelnut tree that her mother had planted long ago. And just then, the hazelnut tree began to shake and to shine, and a beautiful fairy appeared in front of Cinderella.
My name is Leabelle, and I am here to help you. Don't be sad. You will go to that ball as well.
But how am I supposed to go to the ball like this?
Leave that to me. I just need a pumpkin.
The other things I need are already here.
Cinderella came back, holding a pumpkin in her hands. Fairy Leobelle began to wave her magic wand around and turned the pumpkin into a beautiful coach. The mice into very nice horses, and the pigeon into a well-dressed coach driver. Cinderella couldn't believe what she saw.
But how did you do this, Leobelle?
The fairy waved her magic wand again and put Cinderella in a beautiful blue dress. On her feet appeared sparkling glass slippers.
I look like a princess now. Thank you, Leobelle. Now it's time for you to go to the ball. Hurry up.
The fairy warned Cinderella before she headed to the ball.
But don't forget, you need to be back at midnight, or else the magic will be gone and everything will be as it was before.
Cinderella listened to the fairy carefully and finally headed to the castle. The pumpkin coach stopped in front of the big castle. Cinderella, with her overwhelming beauty, entered the castle. The guests of the ball saw Cinderella and wondered who this beautiful young lady was. Neither Lady Puffy nor her daughters realized that this beautiful girl was Cinderella. Prince Leo moved towards Cinderella and fell in love at first sight.
Beautiful young lady, may I have this dance, please?
Cinderella was mesmerized by the magical dance with Prince Leo, so that she forgot about the time. When the clock was just about to strike 12, she remembered the fairy's warning.
You need to be back at midnight or else.
Cinderella left the prince back and ran out of the castle quickly.
Where are you going? I don't even know your name.
Cinderella ran down the castle's stairs and all of a sudden lost one of her glass slippers. Unfortunately, she did not have time to go back and take it, so she ran to the coach as fast as she could and left the castle.
Find the beautiful owner of this lost slipper. If necessary, every girl in the country shall try on this shoe.
As soon as the clock struck 12, everything turned back to what it was before. Cinderella went back to her room in the attic. She thought about the magical night she had had with Prince Leo and realized that she fell in love. But it seemed to be impossible that the prince would recognize her with her old dirty clothes. Time passed, and the prince had a huge mansion built next to the castle for the precious glass slipper. All the young girls living in the next country visited this place to try the slipper on. Even Lady Puffy and her daughters visited the famous mansion, but did not take Cinderella with them. You stay at home. It is impossible that the shoe belongs to you.
Right, the shoe is going to fit Cassandra or to me. But I also am a young girl living in this country. I have the right to try on the shoe as well.
Lady Puffy did not even listen to Cinderella. She locked her up in the house and left with her daughters. Of course, the glass slippers did neither fit to Cassandra's feet nor to Jezebel's.
If I try only a little bit more, I think it will fit.
At nighttime, when the mansion's lights were sparkling, Cinderella made it out of the house thanks to mozzarella and cheddar. She arrived at the majestic mansion and walked towards the sparkling glass slipper. As she was just about to try on the shoe, Prince Leo stepped into the room.
Stop! Don't move! You're going to damage the shoe.
No, it's my shoe. It fits me perfectly.
She is telling the truth. She is Cinderella.
Cinderella courageously put on the shoe in front of Prince Leo, and he realized that the shoe fits perfectly
That night,
to Cinderella.
you are the beautiful girl I danced with on that night. May I know your name?
My name is Cinderella, Your Highness.
Will you marry me, Cinderella?
Cinderella happily said yes to the prince, whom she fell in love with. They got married in the big castle and lived happily ever after.